If you weren't a big PlayStation 1 gamer in the 90s, then there's a good chance you never played or heard about Oddworld: Abe's Odyssey. Back in the day, Abe's Odyssey received a lot of strong reviews from organizations like GameSpot, but for one reason or another, perhaps because the game is just so strange, it didn't exactly sell nearly as well as a game like Final Fantasy VII. In order to give the franchise a shot at new audiences, the developers at Just Add Water rebooted the game using the Unity engine. And the result of those efforts is Oddworld New and Tasty, which stays true to the original game while having new content and features like online leaderboards. Now, why do people like Oddworld? What makes Oddworld Oddworld? For one thing, it's got a very unique cast of characters. The main character, Abe, is a Mudokan, one of the derpiest alien races in existence, but also one of the cutest ones as well. The main bad guys in New and Tasty are Glucons, which are running the whole industrial complex as CEOs and executives. And then under them, as their servants, their run-of-the-mill grunts, they have the Sligs. One of the best parts about the Sligs is whenever you die as Abe, the Sligs will sit there cursing you out and animating their tentacles towards your corpse in a taunting fashion. So just like at all evil corporations, you, playing as Abe, find out that Rupture Farms, the company you were working for, is actually up to some nefarious stuff. Specifically, they plan to take all the Mudokons and churn them into a new tasty snack just in order to increase company profits. As the Chosen One, you lead people away from the corporate giant to freedom. You do this by channeling psychic powers to open portals, and then you have your Mudokon buddies flee through them. But Mudokons are not very strong, and Abe is no exception. You can't just force your way through Sligs or animals like Scrabs, and that's where the puzzle aspect of the game comes in. In almost every area of the game, there's some danger to overcome by either sneaking past it, making a timely jump, or sometimes just blowing it the hell up. While it is a reboot from the original game from the 90s, they've done a stellar job bringing the gameplay and graphics up to date using the Unity engine. In the 90s version of the game, the environment was very dark and, dare I say, just a little bit abstract as well. The new graphics gave me a much clearer picture of the game's environment, however, thanks to the depth that was added with the 2.5D graphics and the quality of the HD texture models. One gameplay aspect that sets Oddworld apart from almost all other puzzle games out there is how each room serves a real purpose in the game and isn't just set up arbitrarily. From the very start, it makes sense that you're already in your workplace since you've just discovered the secret, and then you're trying to find a way for yourself and other Mudokons to escape. In every room you walk through, there's some reason why there are Mudokons there, and or enemies that happen to be there. Oftentimes as guards, but other times as food sources, like Scrabs for making Scrab cakes. And you're not forced to help every single Mudokon escape to complete a level. You can actually let some of them die if you're not OCD. However, the environment, the story, and the characters combined to make the puzzles easy to get personally attached to, and I found myself resetting stages simply because I felt bad about having gotten a Mudokon killed. Before playing, I saw how action-based some of the platforming sections were, and I was afraid that it would be frustrating. That didn't turn out to be the case at all, though, as the controls are actually very tight. I don't believe there was one single death that couldn't cleanly be attributed to user error. With a vibrant new environment and story based on Abe's Odyssey from the 90s, Oddworld New and Tasty is a delightful new game in the series. It's the attitude of the characters and the style of the game design that really set Oddworld apart from other video game series. If you were looking for a puzzle platformer that has you fleeing from an over-the-top evil corporation or are already a fan of the series, then Oddworld New and Tasty should be worth checking out. It's out right now on PC, Mac, Linux, and PlayStation 4 with plans to release onto the PlayStation 3, Xbox One, PS Vita, and the Wii U later in 2015.